Okay, so the down part, the skirt part of this gown is going to be a flare. So I've gone ahead to cut out a flare, angle 360 flare. So what I did was to divide the waist circumference by 6.28. Okay, and then I measure out the length of the skirt by minusing the half length from the full gown length. Okay, so that is what I've done here. So our flare is ready. I'll keep it aside. As you can see, I've neatly pasted all our patterns, the front pattern on the fabric. So I'll go ahead now to add a 0.75 inches allowance on all the sides. Can you see how neat it's laying? So I'll cut it out now, and I'll do the same thing for the back one. And then the next thing I'll do is to, iron it out with an interfacing, and then we'll begin to sew. I'll also cut the same thing for the lining, the mat. I'll also, iron it out with interfacing, and then we'll begin to sew this beautiful gown. So guys, for the sewing of the upper bodice, okay, so remember these patterns. Okay, so I pick them one after the other like so. I sew them one after the other like so, and here we have it. So remember the sewing allowance I attached to it when we are transferring to fabric. So be sure to sew on those sewing allowance 0.7 inches. That is what I've done here. So I'll go ahead now, open it up like so. Can you see? And iron it flat, each one of them, so they can lay down very flat. Okay, so this is the back. This is the other side. Can you see? This is the front. The patterns are still here, so that it doesn't confuse you. You can still, keep your patterns by the side. So this is the front. So I've sewn them. This is what it looked like. So I'll go ahead now and give it a good press. This is the lining, the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead now, open all the same lines and give it a very good press, and then we'll continue. And here, soulmates, I've ironed it out. Can you see how flat it's laying now? Can you see? And can you see the front? Okay, so this is how the inside is supposed to be, well relaxed like this. So the next thing we're going to do is to start inserting our bone into it. So because of this allowance that we created, we're going to sew it down so that we can be able to insert our boning inside it. Okay, so it depends on the boning you want to use. So we have here plastic boning. This one you cannot sew on it. So by the time you create the boning channels, you'll be able to pass it inside of it. And we also have this type, the regiling boning. Okay, so I'll go ahead now and sew the boning to it, and the next thing I'll do is to turn it, placing the right side of the lining and the right side of the main fabric, and I'll sew it down because this gown we are not sewing a yoke to it. Okay, so I'm just going to sew it the way it is. I'll shape it by the side, and then I'll attach the lower part of the skirt, and then this gown will be ready in a jiffy. Okay, so I'll be doing most of this behind camera because of time, and I don't want this video to be lengthy, but I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, thank you and stay tuned. Hello guys, so I thought to show us how far I've gone. Okay, so I've turned it over with the lining like I said. Okay, so I turn it on 0.5. Look at how the inside is. Okay, so I remember I said I'm going to create channel for the boning, so I've passed the boning inside, and on the side here I sewed regime boning by the side. This is how it's laying. Can you see? So I've turned it over and I've ironed it also. Okay, so I attach a sleeve strap. I attach it. Okay, and then for the back, remember I said I'm not adding a zip to this gown, so I've attached I also sewn my rigid boning at the back on the main fabric, you see. And what I've done so far is to attach the loop by the side, and this is it on the other side. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to turn it over with the lining, and then I'll shape the side, and the upper bodies will be all sorted out. Okay, so stay tuned. All right, so I've sewn it on 0.5. Okay, so I'll turn it like this. Can you see? Over. So it's ready. I'll go and give it a good press, and then we'll start shaping our upper bodice. Okay, so guys, I've shaped our gown. Can you see? This is the inside. See how neat it is laying. Okay, so see the side, I've ironed it. It's so neat, can you see? And I've also attached the lower part to it. Okay, so I have to match it up and join. I've attached the upper bodies to the lower bodies. Okay, see how neat everything it is. So I'll be showing you next the final touch of this gown. I'm trying to fix the zipper. The zipper is going to be fixed at the lower, at the skirt part, while by the upper part is for the loop. I hope you understand. Okay, so I'll be doing that quickly and I'll show you the finished part of this gown. Stay tuned. And here is the finished look of our beautiful Victorian corset. It's so beautiful, it's so detailed. The loop, everything is so neatly finished. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Look at the accessories that we attached to it. Thank you so much for joining us, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.